Well, hello, friends. Welcome to the show. So many of you know that I will be publishing a book very soon. I'm self-publishing. I decided to go that route. And in the process of self-publishing, you have to hire various freelancers to help you with different aspects of self-publishing your book. So I decided to give Fiverr a try. Now, Fiverr is an online marketplace for freelancers. So basically, you hire a freelancer to do just about anything, and they give you a quote for their work. Usually it's at a very low price. So on this episode, I'm going to go over the reasons why I decided to use Fiverr for 3 specific projects and my experience, and hopefully this will help you in some way. So get ready because you do not want to miss this episode. Welcome to MOMetize Your Passion, a place for moms with big dreams and an eagerness to turn them into a thriving reality. Whether you're a mother looking to monetize your talents, transition from a stagnant job, or explore a fun side hustle, you're in the right place. I'm Caroline, wife, mother, and the visionary behind Tinseltown Mom, a platform dedicated to helping moms to embrace and pursue their God-given dreams. After interviewing nearly 100 celebrities for my platform, one common theme stands out in their success stories: passion. As a former actress, current writer, celebrity blogger, and certified life coach, passion has always been at the core of my journey. And through it all, I've discovered the power of honing our gifts, learning from our past, and using our experiences to uplift others. Join me on the show as I explore stories of celebrity moms and successful mompreneurs, uncovering the roadmap to their accomplishments. I'll also be sharing business and marketing tips to guide you towards tangible ideas for making money. Here, my hope is that you'll find inspiration from God, encouragement, and practical insights to MOMetize your passion. Okay, so before I delve into my Fiverr experience, I want to let you know why I decided to self-publish in the first place. Because this is actually not my first book that I've written. I actually wrote a fiction book years ago. It's been years in the making. And I've dabbled with going the traditional route. I've sent multiple queries to literary agents trying to secure an agent. I've spoken with many of them. One I came very close to actually signing. And after much prayer and thought on whether traditional versus non-traditional was the right move for me, I decided to go the non-traditional route and self-publish with this book first, and then I'll go back to my fiction book. So let me tell you my reasons. So first, with this book in particular, I knew that I wanted to get this book out in a short amount of time. And if I were to choose to go the traditional route with this book, if they were to sign you and you actually had a publisher, then on average, it can take 18 months or longer to actually see your book published. So it's a long process going the traditional route. So that was number one. Secondly, as far as royalties, and this is according to Forbes books, for the traditional route, on average, your royalties are expected to be anywhere from 4 to 15%. And that's depending on your status and the contract that you have. Versus self-publishing, you can make anywhere from 20 to 100% of the royalties. So those were the 2 primary reasons why I decided to go the self-publishing route, at least for this nonfiction book. We'll see how it goes. And I'm leaning towards that direction also for my fiction book. So when you choose to self-publish, you have to pay for everything out of pocket. It's all on you. So that's why a lot of people decide not to go the self-publishing route. So you have to pay for things like developmental editing, copy editing, line editing, proofreading. You have to pay for a cover design. You have to pay for book formatting, plus more. So I decided to use Fiverr for 3 specific projects. Number 1, for the proofreading. And I have a person that I've been using for years. My husband has too, and she's excellent, but she's in such high demand that she was not available. So I decided to use Fiverr for the proofreading. I also decided to use Fiverr for the cover design. And I had initially gotten some quotes from Reedsy, but they were talking about upwards of $1,000, and I did not want to spend that much. I needed something more on the simplistic side, so I didn't want to spend that much for the cover. So I decided to use Fiverr for the book cover. And then thirdly, I decided to use Fiverr for the book formatting. So those are the three things I decided to use Fiverr for, and this is my experience with each. So the first person I hired was the proofreader, and I did my due diligence. I looked at the review. She got great reviews, and I reached out to her before I actually hired her. She seemed great, had great communication, and I hired her. So after she did the job and she gave me my work back, I noticed that there were more errors in it than I was comfortable with. And I do hear that with proofing, sometimes there are still errors. By the way, my proofreader has never had one error when she's proofed my stuff. But anyway, there were some error. There's like a handful of errors that this proofreader had that just made me feel insecure about her work. So I know that once I have my beta team read the document, I'm going to have it reproofed, and hopefully my proofer will be available. So that was my first experience with Fiverr. I was disappointed. So the second freelancer that I hired was the book cover designer. So again, I did my due diligence and I looked at the reviews and some of the covers that this person did, and I liked what I saw. And her promise was that she would give you 20 revisions. And I thought to myself, well, surely there is no way I can go up to 20 revisions. There's surely something that I would like within those 20 revisions. That's what I said to myself. So anyway, so I hired this book designer, and before the start of the project, I was very specific as far as what I wanted. I looked online, I looked at other book covers that I liked, and I put it all together in a very nice Canva document. I had fonts that I liked, color schemes that I liked, the look that I wanted for the book cover, and I sent that to her prior to her actually starting. So I thought I was giving her something great to work with. So when I got it back the first time that she sent me something to review, I was extremely disappointed. So disappointed that I tried to cancel it because I didn't think that she was going to give me the excellence that I was used to and that I wanted for this book cover. And I tried to cancel her service because I didn't think that we would mesh, like our visions would mesh. And I tried to do this in a very nice way. I did do this in a very nice way. Anyway, she rejected my offer to cancel and she wanted to make it right. So I continued to work with her. And for the first revision, she did come closer to the vision that I wanted. So I was happy about that because she was implementing some of the things that I wanted. So 19 revisions later, the book cover is still not where I wanted. But it's not because I didn't like the 19th revision, because I actually liked the 19th revision. And let me just say, before you say, well, why do you need 19 revisions? In many scenarios, I would give my notes and be very specific. Okay, I need these two things changed. I want this to look like that. And she would come back and maybe do one or two of the notes, but not all of them. Or sometimes I would have a suggestion and say something that I wanted. She didn't understand it. And instead of asking me, she would just give me a revision and not even address that note. Or sometimes I'm asking her, well, I want this to look a little different here. Can you, give me something creative? And honestly, I don't think creativity is her strength. So literally when there were things that I wanted for this book cover, I literally had to ask God and say, Lord, I have no idea how this is supposed to look in this section, and I'm not getting the things that I need from this book cover designer. Please give me wisdom on what to tell her and what this vision is supposed to look like. I kid you not, like the next day, God would just give me wisdom and ideas, and he would help me formulate what to say and how to get it out to her. So that's how this process went. I mean, literally, I was depending on God to give me creativity and vision for this book cover because unfortunately, that was not her strength, creativity. However, if you told her specifically what you wanted, after a while, she would get it. So anyway, on the 19th revision, I decided, you know what, this book cover, I like it. I like this book cover. And I'll just go ahead and proceed with this 19th revision. So after I got the 19th revision secured, and for Amazon KDP, you have to upload a PDF. So I asked her to give me the PDF to upload to Amazon KDP. And when I got that PDF, it did not look like my final 19th revision. The color scheme was off, the font was different, and there was no room for my barcode, which I didn't know at the time that she should have left room for the barcode. I did not know that until I uploaded it to KDP and it was rejected. So that's something you have to take in mind. Whoever you're working with, they should know things like that, basic things like that. So having said all that, I'm still in the process of getting this right with the cover designer, but it has been a very frustrating process to the point where I was even feeling a little anxious about it because it's delaying the process. But I know that God is working this out because I know He wants me to get this out to you. And I know this is a learning experience. So that I'm just being real right now. It's been a very frustrating process. So having said that, we are working together and she's trying to make it right. And just so you know, I've been prayerful through this entire process. So, for whatever reason, God allowed me to work with this person, and maybe she needed to work with me because I've been very patient with her. Maybe she needed to learn and grow working with someone like me. I have a feeling this is going to help her be a better book cover designer. So, I know all this back and forth is not in vain. Hey moms, are you seeking to uncover and monetize a passion inspired by God? Or perhaps you're seeking a strategic approach to turn your dreams into reality? If so, then book a one-on-one coaching call with me. I can help you tap into your passion, assist with market research to validate your ideas, monetization and marketing goals, plus more. Now, if that sounds of interest, then complete the coaching application in the show notes to determine if we're compatible for working together. Again, that application will be in the show notes. I hope you're enjoying this episode. So the third freelancer that I used from Fiverr was the book formatter. And this book formatter literally restored my trust in Fiverr because she was excellent and she did what I needed. She added the table of contents, she added the page numbers, she added the copyright page that I wanted, plus other things. And her communication was great. If she had a question about something, instead of just sending the revision, she would send me a message and ask me, is this what you want? She even made availability to have video chats, which is something that I would highly recommend if you ever use Fiverr. Make sure that you can communicate effectively with the person that you're working with. So having said all that, I'm hoping that this experience will help you in some way because it was a learning experience for me. And I know even for my next book, I'll know what to look for, what questions to ask, and I'll be more prepared. So I'm glad I'm able to grow through this and even talk about it on the show because I'm sure whoever's listening, somehow this is going to help you when you're deciding to use a freelancer so you can know what to look for. So I hope this episode was helpful in some way. I know I'm taking you a little bit behind the scenes of what's been going on and why the book is delayed because I also have media coverage already scheduled, but no book. But anywho, again, it's God's timing, so it's all going to work out for good. And I hope this episode blessed you. And if it did, I would love to hear from you by way of an encouraging review. As you know, this podcast is meant to be a blessing to mothers. So any positive feedback that you can give to me will be so appreciated. Until next time.